This is a flipped lesson for a 7th grade class. The topic is copyright and fair use in education. We live in a digital world. Most of us are engaged in mass media every day. There are numerous resources and information that are available online and in publications, and it is a lot of people's first choice to look up the internet or books before starting their works. Sometimes we can find some resources that are helpful to our works, but how can we make sure of appropriately using them? To solve this problem, it is essential to understand copyright and fair use. So what is copyright? According to the U.S. Copyright Office, copyright is a form of protection grounded in the U.S. Constitution and granted by law for original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. Copyright covers both published and unpublished works. And Wikipedia defines it as a legal right created by the law of a country that grants the creator of an original work exclusive rights for its use and distribution. This is usually only for a limited time. The exclusive rights are not absolute but limited by limitations and exceptions to copyright law, including fair use. Copyright typically expires 50 to 100 years after the author dies. The purpose of copyright is to protect the creator's rights to copy, share, and display their works. As the Constitution of the United States of America, Article 1, Section 8 says, to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. Copyright material has a wide range, which includes the following categories: literary works, musical works including any accompanying words, dramatic works including any accompanying music, pantomimes and choreographic works, pictorial, graphic and sculptural works, motion pictures and other audiovisual works, sound recordings, architectural works. Moreover, the material found on the internet has the same copyright protection as material distributed through other media. Exceptions include materials found in the public domain, which can be used without permission, referred to any material published before 1923 or 70 years after the creator's death. Copyright material does not need a copyright symbol or statement, but it does not mean that you cannot use anything that is not created by you under any circumstances. Fair use is a special provision of U.S. copyright law that allows people to use copyright material without permission. The doctrine of fair use. People can use copyright materials without payment or permission for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Section 107, Copyright Act of 1976. To determine whether a use is fair, we need to assess 4 factors: purpose of use, nature or type of work, amount used, and market effect. Here is a table that will help you to assess fair use. Stanford University Libraries explained what is transformativeness in copyright. In a 1994 case, the Supreme Court emphasized the first factor as being a primary indicator of fair use. At issue is whether the material has been used to help create something new or merely copied verbatim into another work. When taking portions of copyrighted work, ask yourself the following questions. Has the material I have taken from the original work been transformed by adding new expression or meaning? Was value added to the original by creating new information, new aesthetics, new insights and understandings? Stanford University Libraries explain that in a parody, for example, the parodist transforms the original by holding it up to ridicule. At the same time, work does not become a parody simply because the author models characters after those found in a famous work. For example, in a case involving the author J.D. Salinger, an author wrote a book in which a character known as Mr. C was allegedly modeled after the character of Holden Caulfield from Salinger's Catcher in the Rye. After Salinger sued, the sequel's author claimed that his work was a parody, an argument rejected by the district court primarily because the work was not transformative. Aging the character and placing him in present day does not add something new, particularly since the character's personality remains intact as derived from the original work. Purposes such as scholarship, research, or education may also qualify as transformative uses because the work is the subject of review or commentary. Have you ever seen this symbol? This is Creative Commons. According to University of Minnesota Online Library, Creative Commons is both an organization and a movement in response to expansive copyright protection. Using Creative Commons licenses, artists and creators can proactively make their work available for public use under specific conditions. Creative Commons is not an alternative to copyright, it's just an option of a different way to share works, and it fundamentally relies on copyright. You must own a copyright in a work in order to make it available under a Creative Commons license. Creative Commons licenses come with a variety of mix and match pieces. Creators or others who own copyrights can choose the combination of terms that make the most sense for them. Here are some basic elements of Creative Commons. Attribution: you can use my works, but you must provide attribution. Non-commercial: you can use my works, but only for non-commercial purposes. No derivatives: you can use my works as long as you do not change them. Share alike: you can use my works, but if you remix, transform, or build upon the material, you must distribute your contributions under the same license as the original. There is another thing I want to address. We usually download pictures from the internet and repost them to our assignments, blogs, and Facebook, etc. A technique called reverse Google image searches can help us to determine the source of images found on the web and verify their authenticity. I will show you how to do it.
The search tool I'm gonna use is Google Image. First, I find the website, copy image address. Do you see the little icon, search by image? I paste the image address to the pasted image URL and click search, and there are the resources I can find about this image. You can see I can find the original image and its transformative work. And the second way is to save this image. First, I save this image to my computer, and then go to Google Image, click icon, upload an image, click choose file, and upload this image. And as you can see, I can find the resources the same as the first method.
Let's see an example. This is a picture Anna downloaded from CNN.com. Anna wants to add this picture to her social studies assignment to introduce the presidential debates 2016. Let's assess that whether this is a fair use by going through the 4 factors. Let's review the 4 factors. First, purpose of use. Anna uses this picture for a scientific educational purpose. This strengthens the fair use. Second, nature or type of work. The original work is published and fact-based, strengthens the fair use. Third, amount used. The entire picture is used, weakens the fair use. And last factor, market effect. The original photo comes from a commercial.com site where the image may be available for free. This weakens the fair use. Therefore, in this example, 2 factors weigh towards fair use and 2 weigh against. However, the educational purpose and the nature of fact-based work seems to support Anna's use as a reasonably solid fair use case. Here is the assignment. Please complete the MIT Fair Use quiz before our class and write down your questions about this flipped lesson. These are the references. Thanks for watching.